James with Perkins Life 4, coming back at you with part 2 of my story. A few things first. In this video, I'm going to be mentioning two channels that I would have to say pretty much saved my life. I would appreciate it if y'all would go over there and check them out. And if y'all do, let them know that I sent you. Maybe, I mean, they're pretty good sized channels, so they don't know nothing about me. I'm too small, but maybe if y'all say something, say, hey, Perkins Life 4 sent you, they might come check me out or something. 2, I'd really appreciate it if you would like this video. Comment if you have any questions. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. Our channel, my channel, same thing. Share the video. Get this out there to everybody. That's one of the reasons why we're putting these videos out, is not only to show you what we go through day to day, but, with the disabilities that I have and the disabilities that Tia has, and how we make it through life going through day to day, this might be able to help somebody else out, So if you could share this, I'd really appreciate it. So let's get into the story, the rest of the story here. I think last I left off in the old video. If you haven't seen that old video, please go back and check it out. To kind of get you caught up. But I left off that, we're in the duplex that we're in today. Kind of to backtrack a little bit, is about 2 years ago. This was probably right after we moved up here and we got our first apartment. I was having a lot of issues because, we didn't have a lot of money at the time, and, there really wasn't much for me to be able to do because, not physically being able to do stuff like that anymore and not mentally being able to do that stuff, I was starting to get depressed again. And I was getting into a really low part of my life, I mean, we had a channel before this, and we were going to homestead. And we were going to get a place and do all this stuff, but I finally had to come to a realization and quit lying to myself that it wasn't going to happen. Even though that's what I want to do, and that's what a Tia wants to do, and I think the boys would really enjoy having a place that we could have a big garden and a farm, or not a farm, but some animals and stuff like that. It's not something I'd be able to do anymore because I'm just not physically able to do it anymore. So I was coming to terms with that, and I was going through really bad depression to the point of I was having those thoughts again that, what was my purpose in life, and why am I here, and whether or not I'm holding a Tia and the boys back, and I felt that they were better off without me. And it was a really low time, So, I mean, it was bad. I was, every day, we had a YouTube channel, and it was growing really good, and every time I made a video, it was like I was lying to myself and lying to everybody out there that we were on our journey towards our homestead, and I knew that we weren't. So I decided to, just kind of look around, and we started not really making videos like we wanted to, and then all of a sudden we had some trolls come along and and start harassing us, which just made me feel even worse. And then we had people showing up at our house, and it was really bad. I mean, so it was just the point where we just decided to give up YouTube altogether right there. And then that was another failure in my life that I couldn't complete. So I was really bad off there for a while. I mean, I went through couple weeks of not even getting out of bed, just just funked up bad. And after a while, and Tia was getting mad at me, and the boys it was really hard because they were noticing and they kept coming in and, what can we do to help you? What can we do to help you? And, they're so young, and it's like, man, they even know something's wrong, so I need to change my life there. So I started trying each day to get up a little bit more to where I could move around some more because, after 2 weeks of not doing nothing with, my arthritis and all that, all my joints and everything was starting to stiffen up. So I had to start getting going, and I was starting to watch YouTube videos again. Well, I happened to come across a channel called Fathering Autism. And what it's about this family, husband and wife. They have a son that is, I think he's 16, 17 now. And they have a daughter that is 13, 14, and she has nonverbal autism. Well, their goal in their channel is to inform everybody about autism and what it's like living with autism and, as parents and all this. Well, I started watching their video just because it made me feel good about myself, watching inspiration videos, Well, I started realizing, it's like, wait a second. Because not only did they talk about autism and their daughter, but they talked about autism in general. And I started noticing things. I started noticing my life as a child a lot. And I kept watching and everything. And next thing they know, I watched them for, 6, 7 months or so. And the next thing I know, here it is that they recommend another channel, which is called the Aspie World. And it's this gentleman, and he is, I'm going to guess, mid to late 20s. I could be wrong. But he has Asperger's, which is a form of autism. And he talks about what it's like having Asperger's. And he talks about autism altogether in general. Different signs, just tons of information, wonderful information. If you ever want to know anything about autism or Asperger's or anything on the spectrum of autism, both them channels are really great. And I'm going to have them linked. Either a card up here, I'm hoping. I think it's up here. It's either up here or up here. I'm going to have a card up here somewhere. And they're going to be down in the description to their channel. I really love it if you go watch their channel. If you want to watch a really good channel and understand autism better, those two channels are really good to watch. And I'd appreciate it if you go over there and, subscribe to their page or whatever. And if you do, leave them a comment. Let them know that I sent you over there, It'd be nice for them to, I'd love to be able to talk to them. I've tried to send them emails and stuff like this, but they're so big now that they're not able to get to everybody, and I understand that, and and I have no problem with them not being able to get back to me like that. But about that time, after we moved, one reason why we moved up to Tennessee is down in Texas, I didn't have any medical insurance. And I hadn't had medical insurance since I moved out of my house. I think they kept me on insurance till I was like 18. So I had medical insurance from the age of 18 on up. Well, here about a year and a half ago, moving to Tennessee, or we moved to Tennessee, and then a year and a half ago, I was able to get insurance through the state because we're low income, and really good insurance, it's nice. And it's, I started going to the doctor for the first time. That's when, the whole high blood pressure, I got really bad high blood pressure. I'm on a ton of pills for those. That's what's caused all my weight gain. I've got other pills for a bunch of other medical things. I've had one surgery already for my gallbladder. They had to take that out because it was really bad. I've got a bunch more surgeries lined up for my back and my legs, I got some knee problems that need to be fixed, and my ankle problem from where I fell off that roof, and my hip problem from all the cause from that. Well, I got this insurance or this stuff, and after watching Fathering Autism and the Aspie World, I realized, wait a second, this sounds so familiar. I'm thinking there, and the light bulb says, I wonder, could this be me? Do I have autism? It would explain a lot. So I went to my doctor and I told him about it, and he referred me over to some more doctors like this, and I've seen some few doctors and all this, and I have been diagnosed with a form of autism. I'm a high functioning autism, and I'm on the spectrum, but I still got lots of more testing coming up, so I don't know exactly everything that I got, but I have been told I'm diagnosed with autism now, which you would think that, it's like, oh man, that is so bad, and you wouldn't think that you'd want to be diagnosed with something like that. I mean, it's hard enough watching people with autism and going, man, you feel sorry for them. But for me, it changed my life. It's like all that bad that happened in my life, and all those names that I was called, and all those beatings that I took, and all that degradation that I went through, I finally figured out it's not my fault. It was something that I could not control. It was just so uplifting to figure out finally that it's not me. I'm not stupid. I'm not ignorant or retarded or all these other words that I've been called all my life and that I believe in my head. And from that moment on, that day, coming home from the doctor, I was so happy to come home, and they even saw a difference in me, and it was like, I said it to you down, and I explained to her, and we had a thought that I might have autism, and she had a thought that we might have autism, but I never had a doctor tell me that, yes, this is what you got. But to finally have a doctor tell me that I have autism, it's like the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me almost. I mean, my life has changed since then. I no longer feel any hatred towards myself. I no longer feel like I no longer want to live. It's weird. It's just so freeing. I don't know what the words to use for this. It's just amazing. And I'd have to say that them two channels saved my life. Because if I were not to find them two channels and start watching them two channels and learning and hearing stories of other people that had autism and signs to look for in your kids that have autism, I would have never thought to go get tested for it. I always thought it, but it was something I'd never go, I ain't gonna go get tested, I just never, I can't have that. Just being brought up and being almost brainwashed that, you're just an idiot all your life. It's just bad. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but to finally go, it's like, they're my miracle. I mean, they changed my life. I mean, I've said stuff, I've tried to comment on their comments, but You know, I don't know if y'all notice, I don't really comment on, I try to do my best on commenting, you know, and I know whenever you're the size that they are, that, you know, comments kind of, they blend together a lot, you know, and I'm sure they get 100 different stories of how they've helped people, you know, and mine's just probably one of many. But I would like for y'all to go over there and check them out. And if y'all could, let them know that I sent you over there. I would love for them to know that how thankful I am that they saved my life. And my family will always have me here. And I'm getting help to work with the problems that I have. And it's late in life. I don't know how much they can help me with, because mostly children, young kids, they can, I mean, they're able to diagnose these kids when they're 3 months old and stuff on up. You want to catch them whenever they're under 5 years old, I think, and it helps them out a lot, you know. But me being, you know, 46 years old and just finding out that this is the problem and never had help for it, I don't know if it's possible that I could get help, but just having that, all that stuff out of my head now, and that relief, it's just amazing. So, you know, I want to appreciate everybody for stopping in, watching my video. I'm going to ask again, please go over there and check their channels out. You know, I mean, they're wonderful. They put out, Fathering Autism puts out a video every day. ASPI World, he puts out some videos, a lot of videos. He also does that whole Instagram and all that stuff. And I'm still trying, I cannot figure out Instagram. I've tried, I've watched 100 videos on it. I don't know, one day I can meet somebody that'll walk me through it right in front of me, because that would help. But till then, I don't really do much on Instagram. I like the stuff. I heart it, and that's about all I can do on Instagram. You know, so, but thank you very much for coming by. I so appreciate it. We so appreciate it. Please share us out there. You know, never know, something in our story might be able to help somebody else that's right there on the verge of wanting to give up. And they can come over here and look at us and go, man, look at them. They're making it through. You know, I can do it. I mean, I don't mind. If somebody wants to talk to me, email me. If you want to email me and want my phone number, I'll give you my phone number. I'll talk to you on the phone. One of the conditions that I have is what's the word called? Insomnia. I only sleep 2-3 hours a night. And maybe in the day I might get a nap of 30 minutes. Otherwise I'm up all night. So I'm always able to get a phone call. So if somebody ever needs to call me, email me and I'll give you my phone number. And you ever want to talk, I'm here to talk, you know. But, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for all the nice comments so far. We appreciate it. And I'll try, our next videos won't be so these type of videos. I'll start putting more videos out. I'll put some more cooking videos out. I got some really good recipes that I think some people are going to like. So stay tuned for those. We'll see you now. And I guess I'm out of here. Bye.